All right, it's recording.
Nice.
Yeah, oh, what a snipe. All right. Let's hear that copyright voice, Nate. Let's hear your beautiful, beautiful voice.
It's recording, Nate. Without further ado.
Yeah, please.
Let me talk. This web video conference is brought to you by Three Guys, One Pod. Any express written consent is prohibited.
Nice.
I don't know.
Grant, give me the point in, please. All right. Welcome on in to Three Guys, One Pod. This is our first ever webcam Zoom video. We got Grant with us. Here's our editor and producer, but today he's nothing. He's drinking a beer. He's sitting there in a shirt and tie. He just got off work. Gee, it's 9 in the morning. Yes, it's 9 in the morning when we're doing this Zoom recording. Yeah, we have drinks in our hand. Who knows? It's quarantine. And we got the Vagabond Warrior here. He's formerly known as Nate Myhawk. Today we got a packed show. We're happy to be back. Honestly, I think people need this. You know, Christ, he is risen. He rose on Sunday. Three Guys, One Pod. I'm not saying 3 days later we rose. You cannot make that up. But 3 days later, Three Guys, One Pod back. And how are you guys spending quarantine? I just want to know that.
Nate, go ahead.
Well, at this point in time, every day is the same. And that's not necessarily a good thing because I wake up, I'll go have some breakfast, work on some homework for a few hours, you know. Dr. Tolson's got me working hard on that senior research project, but hey, I couldn't be more blessed to have him as my advisor. You know, I try to get outside, try to embrace the fresh air since it's now basically illegal. It's been kind of rough the last few days, very cold, and I don't really want to spend a lot of time outside, so kind of hard to do that. And then I come back up here to my cave. I'll move around, show you guys my setup here. I'll post up right here. You guys can see my television.
That is a
I'll
TV.
just grind on Call of Duty for like however many hours my little heart desires, and that usually leads to a couple of Warzone dubs. On a bit of a drought right now, but we're hoping to get off.
Did you say Warzone dubs?
Oh yeah. Got a couple
that.
under my belt, but we're in a drought right now. Bit of a dry spell, hoping to get that one, you know, off the schneid and get another one.
I've been playing a lot of video games as well, Nate. We haven't been playing Call of Duty, which we need to do. We need to do that. I've been back on the I've been playing Fortnite again too. It's been fun. Well, it's been fun when I'm playing with friends. I don't play by myself. But Call of Duty, I've been grinding. Been playing Fortnite. I've been trying to play some guitar. I've been trying to read, failing, but keep trying. Right? I'm keeping at it. I'm gonna become a reader. But every day feels the same. Last week, I actually forgot what day it was. I got into work, and my coworker said that it's Wednesday. How you doing? And I'm like, nah, it's Tuesday. And then I check my phone calendar. I'm like, oh my God. I completely, I forget what I do because every day is the exact same. This week, it's kind of stunk though, because up until now, the novelty has kind of lasted for me. But this week, like my favorite things are live music and sports, and I have neither. And up until this point, I've been dealing with it, but now I'm getting sick of it. I'm getting real sick of it. So if we could wrap this thing up as soon as possible, that would just be great. ASCP as possible. But the days, I almost fell over in the shower this morning. That felt nice. That's never happened before. Like I almost slipped on some soap and almost went down. I think that's hopefully not a sign of things to come.
Yeah, no, that's no good. I sometimes stretch in the shower. You know, do you do that too? Like squats, stretching. I get like try that. You'll get a little more traction. Maybe, you know what I mean? And all right, so anyways, I was going to transition that into I was listening to Pardon My Take, and it's Scott Van Pelt on, right? And he was talking about how sport, and without having sports, a lot of the structure in our lives is completely gone. And I know, Grant, for you, since you work in sports radio, that's been a major impact. Nate and I, we're kind of out of a job currently, out of a part-time job for WKBT as sports photogs. But outside of that, like you plan events on different game days, and a lot of that's gone. So we've had to fill that void. Unfortunately, alcohol has filled a lot of the void for some people. Honestly, I'm not saying any names, but there has been things that, come up where it seems to be in the way a lot. It seems to just be there. But no, that's how I've kind of been spending quarantine. I've been trying to work out a lot, keep positive, keep a positive mindset with, maybe this will be done with sooner rather than later with the curve flattening somewhat in Wisconsin. I like I said, I'm in the same boat as you guys. I want to get this done so we can have a good summer. I'm not going to get into a lot right now. I have a speech planned for our seniors later, but right now I just want you guys keep your head high. And
Gio, I love your weather updates that you're posting, by the way, too. That's something you're doing on social media. You're just updating us on the weather in the Northwoods.
We got a blizzard. We have 8 inches on the ground right now, and it hasn't melted. We got that Sunday and through Monday, 8 inches. You probably saw my video on Facebook of me doing a snow angel in the snow and just getting completely buried. It was like a kind of a Pete Rose slide coming in third. So that's kind of what I did. But that's how the weather's been trending.
Did you gamble on how much snow there was going to be?
What's that?
Did you also gamble on how much snow there was going to be that day? You won full Pete Rose?
Over 10. No, I didn't gamble. I thought there was going to be over 10 though. And we didn't get that. But that's been how the weather's been trending. But speaking of trends, we've been seeing through this quarantine time a lot of social media trends. And I wanted to ask you guys, what are some of the best and worst social media trends that you've seen? Start with one of your you like and one you dislike.
Nate, do you want to go first, or do you want me to start?
I'll go first. The one that I dislike is, and I shouldn't say that I have an issue with people posting it, but I'm sure you've seen where people are posting their senior pictures from their graduation year to support the senior class that doesn't get their final semester or whatever of high school.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen some people say, whoa, why are you doing that? You're just flaunting having a senior year that these kids can't have. I don't think you're really flaunting anything, but I also don't understand how posting a picture from 20 years ago is really hoarding today's senior.
Yeah.
So to me, it just doesn't make sense. It's just kind of dumb. I don't hate it, but I don't understand the point of it. So why? Why is this a thing?
All right.
So I guess that's the first one that comes to mind. It's just stupid, most things on social media. But
yeah, I'm in agreement. So I'll go a little first here. I'm in agreement. I think the whole post your high school football picture and in support of the senior class or whatever. To me, like most things on social media, it doesn't do a damn thing. I mean, you look at it and yeah, I get it. George, cool. You play quarterback in '89, but I think
nice
you're just using this as an opportunity to flex your Letterman's jacket in '89. And all the embroiderments. I'll say that embroiderments on the side of the jacket, right under the letter and the logo. So I think there's a lot of that going on. That's my negative.
Yeah.
You can get a Letterman jacket.
Do you want to do one you like, or are we all going to do a bad one first? Nate,
do
you want to
Grant. Do a bad one, Grant.
Me do a bad one?
Yeah.
This is so on brand for me. I really despise and I think you probably both posted one, so I'm not I just hate the challenge where it's hey, post the first picture with your significant other that was ever taken. You know what I'm talking about?
I have not.
Yeah, first pick challenge or whatever's going around where people have been posting their first picture. Say they've been dating someone for 3 years. Well, you find that first pic from 3 years ago and you post it. I guess I don't really have a problem with it. I just hate relationships and everything that goes with them. So by extension, I have to hate this challenge. Although it is nice to see, moms and dads who have been married for 20 years. I enjoy seeing them. This is when they met. This is the backstory. So I guess there's a plus and a minus, but because I'm just anti-relationship, I have to be anti the first pick challenge as well. That's one I don't like.
All right, that's valid. I also think there
I can
should be like a
respect that.
criteria. I think there should be a criteria for that one because I feel like you should have to, some couples did it when they've only been dating for like 6 months, and there's no like, I think part of the reason that's kind of why like I never got like nominated, but like I just feel like you need to have that longevity of dating.
Longevity
For so
goes
long.
a long way.
Yeah, so you so you see from like point A where you're in like 8th grade to like junior year in college or something. Obviously that's a really long relationship, but like you'd see the difference.
Yeah. If you've been dating for 3 months, it's like I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn at all. You look
could have just
exactly the
posted that
same.
picture and nobody would have known it was the first one.
Exactly. Nate, did you post a first picture with McKenna? And then I want to hear from you again, but like just did you?
I didn't post one. She posted one. I don't know if I can pull it up. Probably not.
Can
don't
we make that picture the thumbnail for this podcast? The first picture of Nate and McKenna. Can we make that the thumbnail?
Yeah, we could do that
We'll
probably. I wonder if I can pull it up. I don't think so.
Did you repost is what I want to ask.
I did not.
Okay.
Ooh. Quick question about relationships, Nate. Is that an expectation that when she posts a picture with you, is there an expectation that you must comment like, "Oh, love you, honey, looking great, how lucky am I?" Or if it's a picture of the two of you, is there an expectation that you share that picture? Does she get mad? Let me know.
I feel like the bare minimum is at least a comment and like an acknowledgement of like, I saw this, I like it, it's a good picture, I love you.
Yes, queen.
I didn't repost the first picture though, so I don't know if that was like a mistake on my part, but I guess I also wasn't nominated. So I mean, if you follow her, you should probably already follow me. Like, there's no need for you to see the same picture twice.
True.
Saying.
Now, real quick, one quick social media one that you like.
Nate?
I
think we're all going to be in agreement. I'll say it. The music.
I don't think we will. Because mine's different. Because mine isn't necessarily a social media a challenge per se, but it's been blowing up on social media. I like all these NFL teams that are like changing their uniform, because then I actually have something to get like mad about online and be like,
no, that's a really good good take.
Hey, Falcons, you guys suck at designing uniforms. And I can make fun of Atlanta, and like there's nothing going on in sports right now, so like that can take up most of my time to be like, see their uniforms, they suck, they look like a little league team. And then like a team like the Buccaneers, I'm like, hey, those look pretty cool, I like those. I like the Browns.
I like the Buccaneers a lot. I like
too.
Those.
Takes
First
up a lot
of all, Nate, before I give mine, I want to respect you because you were creative with that. That's not a challenge. You pushed the boundaries of our topic, and you came up with a great answer that I didn't expect.
That's also because there's like no real social media challenges right now that I'm like, oh, that's a good one.
True.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm lame with this one. Maybe I'm falling behind and I don't even know it. But a couple of weeks ago, I know Gio and I were watching a lot of TikToks. The Blinding Lights challenge, where they were doing the dance to the song by The Weeknd, where you have like dab, you have the dab, you have like the swim move, and then there was one other move too. Yeah, I loved those, and I loved the one that trended with like two sons and their dad. I want that. I don't want some pretty lady just shaking it for everybody on TikTok. I want good family bonding. And Hunter Baumgart, good friend of the pod, posted that challenge with his family. Loved it. So the one I like, the Blinding Lights challenge, although I think that's a couple weeks old, but I saw a lot of good content with that song. So that's
real quick, do you see a lot of like do a lot of the women coming up on your TikTok? Do you see a lot of that?
I don't have TikTok. I don't go on TikTok. I just feel like a lot of videos that I see from TikTok on Instagram or Twitter, it's just like it's girls dancing, and they're good at dancing, but like I don't know. I feel like I need to get better at TikTok. I need to find funny videos. I need to find stuff for me.
I was going to say, because TikTok's an algorithm, so the more you look at something like that, the more those type of similar posts come onto your feed. So I was trying to catch you there, and I was trying to catch you caught up in that. But anyways, going
it's also
back
a Chinese company. They steal your stuff. So don't.
That is big too. That is also very true.
Same
Good
with Zoom,
point.
which we're using right now. Probably shouldn't, but to each
Yeah.
their own.
My challenge, I'm not really harping on any challenges right now. I think that I think honestly everyone kind of needs a little bit of I'm giving a lot of leeway is what I'm saying on social media.
like
right now. Only thing I'm not giving leeway on, and I've talked about this a lot. I've shared a lot of tweets in our group chat. Ladies, it is very apparent that you missed the bar. I get that, but there are bigger things at play here. And I'll be honest, who doesn't miss? We like going out with our friends, but it doesn't need to be tweeted like 24/7. I see daily a tweet that's going like viral or going popular-ish of, I can't wait to go to the bar. I think this is going to be crazy. Like, we get it. Okay, these are now being unoriginal thoughts getting recycled day after day. And I am having myself looking at them and oftentimes getting quite pissed off.
Honestly, you know what? You know what's a good alternative to that? I'll show you guys. Let me flip around here in my chair. Because what my buddies and I have been doing, since we can't go to the bars, we'll get posted up right here. My TV's right in front of me. My Xbox is off to my right. I put all my beers right here.
Yep.
Crack a couple at a time. Just play Call of Duty. Shoot the breeze. We're all in the party together. It's like we're at the bars.
Shoot the enemy too. Shoot the breeze and shoot the enemy.
Shoot the breeze. Shoot those little 12-year-olds that talk smack after you kill them on Call of Duty. It's awesome. And you know what? Look, as much as I miss the bars, great alternative. Don't have to spend money. It doesn't have to be like loud and like I can't hear my friends. We're just chilling.
Yeah.
You had mentioned shooting the breeze and just chilling. And now I kind of want to ask you guys, if you had to pick 4 people to stay in a household with during this quarantine, who would you pick and why? Grant, we'll start with you, and we'll go to Nate, and we'll finish up with me.
Okay, so this
Can
is
we go one at a time. Let's go one at a time.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of what I meant. I just meant like, bounce around like this.
Okay. So this isn't a draft, but it's kind of a draft because, like, if I get a name that you wanted, I got to be strategic about this. I don't think you guys are interested in any of my people, but this is a challenge that's been going around.
Okay.
Like, which house would you quarantine in? Number 1, communication studies professor, Dr. Dan Modaf. Because these are stressful times. We're all losing our mind about whether we're going to be employed. We're trying to get our online classes done. And wouldn't it be nice to have Dan in the house with you to just let you know that everything's going to be okay? So Dan Modaf, Dr. Dan Modaf.
I was this close, Grant. I'm not even kidding. I actually had them written down and scratched them off.
Ooh. Yeah. He's my number 1. He's the first dude I wrote down. So Dan, I want to.
It was on my phone, though, so I just backspace and, but that's besides the point. Nate?
See, I just picture Dan, like you're sitting on the couch, your laptop, sitting on your lap. You're worried, you're stressing over this project, and he just sits down and slaps your knees like, how are you? Like, I would just melt, like I would just feel like, you know what, this guy, he cares. What a lovely man. All right, my first one that I put down is the ancient Roman Emperor Nero. And now hear me out here, because, we're all in quarantine. We're on lockdown. If you're going to be stuck with 4 other guys, you're going to start going a little bit stir crazy, right? Nero here, this is a guy that knows how to ignite the party, right? He knows how to start that fire, get that flame going. We're having a good time if Nero's there. And he's known for that. So I'd love to be cooped up with Nero for however long this goes on.
There's so many people who know how to start a good party from, I don't know, the last 100 years that you could have picked, but I love that you went with the Roman Emperor. That's very on brand for you. I appreciate that.
Nero, 100%.
Yes. My first one is Joe Rogan. I wanted to pick Joe Rogan because I think you can go down so many avenues talking about absolutely everything. And not only is he going to give you the respect, but he's also going to bring up some very, very interesting topics that you're just going to go down a rabbit hole and talk for hours about. And then all of a sudden you're like, wow, it's 8:00 at night already. And we got caught up in each other, So that's my first one. I think Joe Rogan. because he's just such an interesting guy, and I love his podcast too. Grant?
That's a great answer. That's a great way to pass the time. My number 2 is Bobby Flay, right?
Also, since you're on number 2,
yep,
he's your number 2.
I'm on number 2. Bobby
Good.
Flay, Food Network, culinary legend. Bobby Flay is my number 2 answer. Because somebody's got to cook for the boys, for me, and for Dr. Dan, and for everyone else in the house. And Bobby Flay can make us delicious meals, so that's easy. That's my number 2.
All right,
Grant, I don't know if you're messing with me right now, but I almost had Guy Fieri.
Really?
So we are really following the same kind of thought process here, Nate.
See, I was kind of following the same thought process because, you know what, I'm like, hey, if we're going to be stuck in lockdown, going to have food, right? I don't want to be starving when I'm cooped up in a house with 4 different guys. So my second choice is George Donner because I know he's a guy that if things get tough, he's going to find a way for us to get food. I don't know, good hunter. I don't know if he's a good cook or what he is, but he's going to make sure that we are eating well. We're going to be nice, full bellies, satisfied. So he's going to be looking out for us. I picked George Donner, my second choice.
That's a good answer.
I'm going to pick Dan Bilzerian because I think he lives one of the most exotic and wild lifestyles, and I think I would really want to just see a life in his days. So let's just say we quarantined at his house. That'd be something. So I'd pick Dan Bilzerian because he's just got loads of money. So that'd be great.
He can really, he can buy everything for the house. See, This is an interesting approach. We're all taking care of our needs. We need food. We need to be comforted. We need money. We need excitement. So I like where you guys are going. My number 3 is Jimmy Buffett. Okay, for the same reason that Gio calls on Joe Rogan, I just think he's an interesting guy. I would love for him to perform music in the house to keep us entertained, to tell us stories of living by the ocean and in the islands. So Jimmy Buffett, that's my number 3.
Jimmy Buffett, all right. So
that's what I said. Yep.
So another choice that I have is a little bit out there, but there's certain people that like, hey, we don't really know what's going to happen with this virus, with this pandemic, if it's going to get worse, get better anytime soon. So if there's one guy who I 100% trust to lead us in our quarantine house to kind of be calm and make it through a disaster situation, to make sure I say his name right, it's Anatoly Diatala, all right? And the reason I choose him is because he has a long history of leading his country through tough times, making sure that people stay safe, making sure that people are, just kind of are moving forward in the time of a crisis. And there's a guy that has never failed his country when it comes to a tough time like that. So he's my third pick.
I like that.
He would keep us sane, if that makes sense.
Yep.
Voice of reason.
Yeah, that does make sense. My third pick, kind of a pander pick, if you will, Thomas Richard Bills. I'm picking Grant's dad because I recently put in a doc with him, and just the conversations we had and the sheer strength of this individual when he's lifting a boat lift with all by himself through the water. I just think he has the mental toughness to keep us through that. I don't think he'd allow us to feel any pity, or I think he'd keep us, he'd keep us in one, he'd keep us in shape because he's got dumbbells all over the house, and 2, he'd keep us mentally tough.
That's a good answer. That's a really
Back
good
to you,
answer.
Grant.
Yeah, my fourth and final answer, Ken Giannone. I was thinking about it. Because I was recently at the Giannone's residence in Phillips, and I had a great time. I ultimately settled on Dave Rogers, the owner of Dave's Guitar Shop in La Crosse, Wisconsin, because I just think it would be nice to kill a quarantine in a house with hundreds of guitars. Like, I could keep myself entertained. So I want Dave. Yep, exactly. I want Dave and Jimmy Buffett, so we could have a kind of a musical combo going on alongside Bobby Flay, who's making our meals, and Dan Modaf, who's
Super chef.
Yeah. Yep. And he's wrapping his arms around all of us. And Dan plays as well, so we can have a very musical household. So yeah, Dave Rogers, owner of Dave's Guitar Shop. Those are my 4.
All right. So my pick so far, I needed a guy that started the party, right? I needed Nero. Needed a guy that can make sure we got food in George Donner. Need a guy in Delatov. I don't actually know how you say his name, but he's going to keep us sane, keep us moving through these tough times. And lastly, I want to make sure my health is good. If any one of us comes in contact with COVID or any other ailments, if, we're partying too hard with Nero, things get crazy. You might break a bone. I need Dr. John. I'm going to go all the way down to New Orleans, grab Dr. John. He's going to keep us, healthy, keep us safe during these tough times. If one of us gets sick, Dr. John, I trust him. He's gonna be our guy to bring us back to health. Right?
Wait,
we got everything we need.
The musician, Dr. John?
Nope, different Dr. John.
The doctor.
The doctor, Dr. John.
Yes.
Sorry, my bad. The Dr. John. I think he died, although you have a Roman emperor, so.
I mean, this guy's
matter. That's irrelevant.
Yeah, that's irrelevant. You said it could be anybody, so
True.
Bringing back Dr. John from the dead. If if anything, if he's really this good at medicine, he probably already brought himself back from the dead. So I don't really
honestly,
worry about that.
Yeah, like you said, time is a made-up construct.
True.
My 4th and final answer to sum up this segment is I'm gonna pick my girlfriend Abby. I've not. Yes, I have not seen her for close to 30 days. It's been a while. I miss her, and yeah, it's just one of those things that I just don't. I feel like I'm missing half of myself. I feel like I'm missing my better half.
Oh my God!
Or someone cut off my arm, and I'm just bleeding out here without her. So that's where I'm at with all of that. So I'm hoping, like most of you, that this social distancing goes away soon so I can see her family. But that also brings me to my next segment. I mean, what do you guys think? How much longer do you think this is going to go? Do you think this ends here soon, or do you think we're in this for a couple more weeks, months, or whatever you guys think?
Can I bat lead off on this topic? Can I
Yeah,
go
absolutely. Go ahead.
Get on, Dave.
I'm confused because when I pay attention to our president, Donald Trump, like he's talking about reopening things, right? Want to get things going, got to reopen the economy, right? Reopen businesses and all this stuff. So on one hand, I feel like there's a trend to get back to normal. But on the other hand, I also see reports like last night, I was about to go to bed and I get my phone vibrates and it's Twitter, and the account Complex tweeted. And the headline of the article was, researchers say that social distancing may be necessary until 2022. So I'm getting really conflicting reports. I don't know. But I guess my question for you guys is, let's say that best case scenario, we start to reopen things, right? And our country starts getting back to normal. Even if sporting arenas are open and restaurants and bars are open, are you even going to feel comfortable going to some of these places right away? Even if they are open, right? And the president and our government says we're good, let's get going. I don't know if I could go to a lacrosse Loggers game or to a bar in downtown La Crosse and feel normal, at least not for a little while. I wanted to get your guys' thoughts on that.
Yeah, I think that's an interesting topic because I feel like it also depends on where you're at, because let's say in 2 or 3 months you decide to go to a bar. I think that's maybe a necessary – that's going to be at least 3 months before I step foot in one. And at that point in time, who knows how long they've been open. But to be honest, I feel like those places right now are probably some of the cleanest because they haven't had any activity. They've also – so it depends on how many people are going out. And I think it's going to take a lot of people. It's going to take a lot of people a long time to get comfortable with coming back into the public and everything, because I honestly don't. I just want the stay-at-home order to end because I'm getting conflicting reports in Wisconsin that it could get moved up, and then I'm also seeing that it could go another month. So I'm in this in between too, where I just want to see my family. I want to go out and see my friends that are back home in Phillips. I want to see my girlfriend, the structure that's there. I want to have that back, so I'm not going to jump out real quick. I'm not going to jump out to go right to a bar or a big gathering because I'm not going to feel comfortable for many months. And I just want to have some structure back and be able to see people. Back to you, Nate.
The one thing that, I mean, I guess I don't know how they're going to do this. I'm not a health official, obviously, but I mean, if it was one of these situations where it was like, hey, we're going to slowly start opening restaurants, start opening up bars, like maybe they put a limit on how many people are in a certain establishment. I mean, maybe then, because like you were kind of mentioning like, oh, the bars, restaurants are probably the cleanest places because nobody's there. I'm not really worried about the location that I'm at. It's more like the people around me. Yeah. Because even though we have this lockdown or this stay-at-home order in Wisconsin, you know, I've gone into town a few times to grab food and whatnot, and there's like still people just going about their daily routine like nothing's different. And it's like those are the people I don't really trust. And it's like if I'm sitting at a restaurant and like, hey, maybe they didn't get sick, but maybe they're carrying it and maybe it gets passed along to me. And again, maybe I don't get sick, but maybe I pass it then along to my parents or my extended family or whoever it might be. You know, like I don't want that situation popping up. So, I mean, if they slowly start opening things and kind of put limits on like, hey, we'll allow you people to go eat at this restaurant, but maybe you have to sit at every other booth, or like once it's full, then like we're going to put a cap on it until people, until someone leaves, and then, you know, other people can take their spot. Like maybe then, and I've seen, you know, Major League Baseball is talking about just having guys play in Arizona and Florida at their spring training places with no fans. I would love it just because it's sports and it's like something, and like it'd be something different. Like we're just doing it for 1 year, and I don't really know like what the NBA's plan is, or at the moment at least. I feel like the NBA is kind of dragging their feet a little bit. Like, sorry for saying that, but like it's like the one sports league, like we don't really know anything, or at least like what their goal is at the moment. But like, you know, Major League Baseball, if they decided to go forward with that plan, I'd be all for it. Like as long as players are, you know, staying safe and have that extra protection, like it's something to watch. And like I miss baseball, I miss basketball, I miss, you know, I didn't get to watch March Madness, and it sucks. Okay, I'll say it sucks. And if I lose college football and the NFL this year, then you know what? Like, what's even worth living at that point?
Oh, if Nate loses out on football, if I lose out on football, it'll suck. If Gio loses out on football, it'll suck. If Nate Myhock does not have football to watch this fall, that's it. And we all know Nate's capability of being dramatic. Nate will be dramatic and upset, and rightfully so. I'm not criticizing here, Nate. You will be dramatic and mad to the point I don't think I've ever seen if you don't have football, because Nate, you love football more than life itself. I'm an NBA guy.
No
Gio,
cap.
I know you love football and MLB. No cap. But Nate, your love for football is it's not something I would mess with. I don't want to live in a world where you can't watch football this fall.
I think if like they came out and said, hey, the NFL is like canceling the 2020 season, I would just lock myself in my room for a minimum of 2 weeks, not come out, probably wouldn't even eat. I would keep the blinds shut. I would not see any sunlight, wouldn't talk to anybody. And you know what? If at that point I like it, just knowing there's no football, I might just stay in there, because why bother coming out?
Hunger strike. Nate goes on a hunger strike.
4 quick things, really quick. 4 quick things. I'm going to rattle them off.
All right.
I do think that with sports coming back, it'll give people a sense of normalcy again, and I think people need that. So I think whether it is in Arizona or Florida where people start having games like with MLB, it'll be nice because people will be like, okay, the world's starting to slowly come back to what it was before COVID-19. And I think people really, really need to keep buying one to do fights off of, with, you know, Dana White doing that. Like, that's nuts. Stuff like that is actually crazy. And those type of people are making, you know, the UFC, the MLB, golf's made some advancements in their schedule. I feel like those people that are heading these organizations are really trying to get out in front of it to get people in a better mood. With that being said, I lost all of my train of thoughts and I lost all 3 of my ideas right then and there. There was a lot. I was trying to hold on to it all. I really was. And I had a lot of great content. So I'm just going to kind of blame both of you for that. It kind of burns quite a bit because I had a lot of really good content there.
Well,
what were you guys talking about?
if I can comment on the sports world, I just think we all need to keep in mind and remember that this is the deepest wide receiver class that we've seen maybe in the history of the NFL draft. So I guess that's all I really have to add.
What were you talking about, Nate?
With what?
Before I
The
speak.
sports.
With what?
Yeah.
You guys are freezing up on me.
Before I started speaking, you said something, and I wanted to know so I can. It's really worth trying to go back and figure it out because it was a really really good point. What were you talking about prior to me?
We're gonna blame it on you, but
I need football. I think that was my point. I need
that was
football to live.
basically Nate's point. It was pretty simple, actually. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's all I was really saying.
Well, this doesn't do anything for me, and now I'm getting severely pissed off. But I don't know. I just feel like we need to get back to an area where people can start to feel hope again with that. Like we're going to turn around and turn the tide here and get back to sports because, sports aren't everything, but it gives people a side track to what's going on in reality. And right now, everyone's in a tough situation. So, I think that's where we're at with everything. Do you guys have any?
Yeah, Gio.
Go on.
Think the season altogether. What?
Gio, I'm not gonna lie. I think your Northwoods internet connection is we're losing it a little bit, buddy. What did you ask?
I didn't hear a single word of what you just said for the last 20 seconds.
I think you're back now, though. Hit us again.
Am I back?
Yep, I think you're back, bud.
Hold on, try it again.
Am I
Yeah, I said it, and now he's not.
back?
Gio's still pissed.
I'm not back?
No.
Are you shitting me?
Try it again.
I'm still not there.
You're just cutting in and out.
Hold on. Try it one more
Damn it.
time.
We'll give it one more
Mom!
try.
Get off the Wi-Fi. I'm on a video call. Everyone off the Wi-Fi now. Jesus. My goodness gracious. Sorry about that, folks. Can you hear me now? I feel like the freaking Verizon guy. Can you hear me now? I mean, Christ. You probably still can't hear me, can you?
No, I can. What's your question, Gio?
I don't know. I'm actually really pissed off that I lost my train of thought because it was going to really just summarize our podcast and just bring it was good, and I lost it all.
Yeah, we're losing connection. We might have to wrap up. We were just about at the end, anyways. I don't have my I don't have the rundown in front of me, but that's about it, right? Anything else we needed to hit, Nate, that you can remember?
Okay.
Who's yelling?
Well,
who's having issues?
Do you see the yelling in the background?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's getting hostile over here. So without further ado, I'm gonna do a little motivational.
Is that Jake?
Yeah, that was Jake.
Tell him to beat his ass.
So, yeah,
Let's
he
go,
will
Gio.
beat his ass too. Motivational speech. Go left. Seniors out there. I know this has been really tough. We got everything taken away from us. Swept up. They took the rug underneath our feet. They swept it away. Okay. We didn't get to experience our last college semester as a senior, which everyone strives for that because things start getting hopefully easier. Guys, I am on the middle of a video call. I need you guys to not yell.
Tell Jake I'll kick his ass.
My goodness. This is a day in my household. Anyways, sorry folks. I'm a little flustered now. Just try to hang in there. We got everything taken away from us. It wasn't fair. We didn't get to experience anything, and we got it all taken away before we even knew it was our last, to be honest. We thought Three Guys One Pod was never coming back, But here we are. We rose again in fulfillment of the scriptures. And I think a lot of you need to realize that it's okay to be graduating in a recession right now because we have no control of any of it. We don't.
No.
We have no control over anything right now. All these variables are outside of our hands and our control. So we need to just take the punches, fall 7 times, stand up 8. That's what we need to do. Okay? And I think we will do that. And we're going to come together. We're going to get through this. And hopefully by beginning of May, things start slowly come. This is it. All right. It's coming back. It's coming back. I think things are going to start slowly reopening. It's going to be a reopening around different regions of the United States. So like with Wisconsin, I think different areas, different counties will start opening up, and it'll be like a rolling effect that goes throughout the United States, and until we can all get to a point where, hey, we're back, everything's good. But the major thing here that we don't want is a relapse. We don't want a second wave. We don't want a third wave. You know, God forbid, because people have lost their lives on this. So we need to take those precautions, because we can't just open everything up and go, hey, full throttle, everyone go. So we need to be vigilant and understanding of that. Okay.
Good word,
so
bro.
if we can all do that, stick together, be positive, support each other, we'll be all right. We're going to be all right. All right. Oh, and my last thing before I go, and then we'll get to sponsors. UWL, I am coming after your ass. Okay. They sent me a refund for $4.80. It probably cost more to send me a freaking envelope with a stamp on it in the mail, a check, everything all together, more money than a $4.80 check. What can I get? I can't even get McDonald's order. My McDonald's order is like $5.15. It's like 2 McDoubles, 2 cheeseburgers, and then tax, and then a water cup that I steal and get Sprite with. So that's my order, and I can't even get that. Got to pull out an extra quarter and dime out of my pocket. That's it. I'll say it, and excuse my French. That's a load of shit. All right,
Gio, can I offer some words of motivation real quick?
Yes, please.
So to our seniors, our fellow seniors, and to you that received a $4.80 refund, just remember, control what you can control, and keep in mind and stay positive that in this year's NFL draft, we probably have the best crop of wide receivers that we have seen in NFL history. Keep that in mind. That's
We're getting
all
Aaron
I'm gonna
Rodgers a difference maker. That's all I can say. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Laviska Shenault to the Packers.
I would love it.
That's my last
Gio,
take.
You want to thank our sponsors and get the hell out of here?
Yep. I'm thank the sponsors. We can get out of here. You guys get another drink in you, Grant. Get number 3 in you. Nate, I think you should start it up. But without further ado, we'd like to thank our sponsors. Unlike most other companies, we did not lose our sponsors. We still have our sponsors. Thank God. They're holding us over through this tough time. SpeedyWorm.com. Live baits. They're getting into worm season. We got live bait going. We got open water hitting. It's coming all together, full swing. And after this is all over, people are going to be out on their boats, on the shorelines, getting after it fishing. SpeedyWorm.com, #1 live bait shop out of Alexandria, Minnesota. We got Crinks Motorsports, Big Boy Fireworks, and last but not least, Mansell's Fix and Fab. If you need anything fixed, wrenched on, go to your top tech professional, Clayton Mansell, Big C. And when you answer the phone, say, "What's up, Big C?" Mansell's Fix and Fab. That'll get you hooked up right away. And that'll do it for 3 Guys, 1 Pod on our first ever Zoom meeting. We will see you guys maybe next week. Who knows? Nate?
See you in the future.